Please explain in detail about AP environmental science on living world, such as ecosystems, energy flow, ecosystem diversity, natural ecosystem change, and natural biochemical cycles. AP Environmental Science is an advanced high school course that covers various topics related to the natural world, human impacts on the environment, and potential solutions to environmental problems. One of the key areas of focus is the living world, which explores the interconnectedness of all living organisms and their physical environments. This essay will discuss the following topics in the context of AP Environmental Science's living world: ecosystems, energy flow, ecosystem diversity, natural ecosystem change, and natural biochemical cycles. Ecosystems. An ecosystem is a complex network of living organisms, plants, animals, and microorganisms, interacting with each other and their non-living environment, air, water, soil, and climate. Ecosystems can range in size from small patches of land, such as a pond or forest, to large geographical areas, such as a desert or coral reef. Each ecosystem consists of two primary components: biotic, living, and abiotic, non-living, factors. Biotic factors include all organisms, while abiotic factors encompass the physical and chemical elements that influence the living components. These factors are interconnected, and any change in one component can influence the others, affecting the overall structure and function of the ecosystem. Energy flow. Energy flow is the movement of energy through an ecosystem's trophic levels, which are the feeding positions of organisms within a food chain or food web. Energy enters an ecosystem through primary producers, autotrophs, such as plants and algae, that convert sunlight into chemical energy through the process of photosynthesis. This energy is then transferred to primary consumers, herbivores, when they consume the producers. The energy continues to move up the food chain as secondary consumers, carnivores, eat primary consumers, and tertiary consumers, top predators, consume secondary consumers. Each trophic level loses approximately 90% of its energy through respiration, heat loss, and waste production, with only about 10% of the energy available for the next trophic level. This energy loss limits the number of trophic levels in an ecosystem and highlights the importance of maintaining a sufficient number of primary producers to support higher trophic levels. Ecosystem diversity. Ecosystem diversity refers to the variety of ecosystems within a geographical area. It encompasses different habitats, communities, and ecological processes that occur in various ecosystems. High ecosystem diversity is essential for maintaining the overall health and stability of the environment, because it provides a range of resources and services, such as water and air purification, soil formation, and climate regulation. Ecosystem diversity can be measured in terms of species richness, species evenness, and species diversity. Species richness is the number of different species in a given ecosystem, while species evenness refers to how evenly distributed those species are within the ecosystem. Species diversity is a combination of species richness and evenness, reflecting the complexity of the ecosystem. Natural ecosystem change. Natural ecosystem change occurs as a result of various factors, such as climate fluctuations, natural disasters, and ecological succession. These changes can alter the structure, function, and composition of ecosystems, leading to shifts in species distribution and abundance. Ecological succession is the gradual change in the structure and composition of an ecosystem over time as species colonize, grow, and are replaced by other species. Primary succession occurs in newly formed or disturbed habitats that lack any existing living organisms, while secondary succession occurs after a disturbance has altered an existing ecosystem but not eradicated all life. Natural biochemical cycles. Natural biochemical cycles, also known as biogeochemical cycles, are the processes through which essential elements and nutrients circulate between living organisms and their environment. These cycles play a crucial role in maintaining the overall health of ecosystems and supporting life on Earth. Key biogeochemical cycles include the carbon cycle, nitrogen cycle, phosphorus cycle, water cycle, and sulfur cycle. In each of these cycles, elements are taken up by living organisms, transformed and used within their bodies, released back into the environment through processes such as respiration, decomposition, and excretion, and ultimately recycled to be used again by other organisms. 1. Carbon cycle. The carbon cycle involves the movement of carbon between the atmosphere, land, oceans, and living organisms. Carbon is taken up by plants and other primary producers through photosynthesis, then transferred to consumers and decomposers through the food chain. Carbon is released back into the atmosphere through processes such as respiration, decomposition, and combustion of fossil fuels. 2. Nitrogen cycle. The nitrogen cycle is essential for the synthesis of proteins and nucleic acids in living organisms. It involves the conversion of atmospheric nitrogen into usable forms, such as ammonia and nitrate, by nitrogen-fixing bacteria and other microorganisms. These usable forms are then taken up by plants and transferred to consumers through the food chain. Decomposers break down organic matter, releasing nitrogen back into the soil, where it can be converted to other forms or returned to the atmosphere through denitrification. 3. Phosphorus cycle. The phosphorus cycle is crucial for the formation of nucleic acids, ATP, and other essential biological molecules. Phosphorus is primarily found in rocks and is released into the environment through weathering and erosion. It is taken up by plants from the soil and transferred to consumers through the food chain. Decomposers return phosphorus to the soil, and it can eventually be incorporated back into rocks through sedimentation and geological processes. 4. Water cycle. The water cycle, also known as the hydrological cycle, describes the continuous movement of water between Earth's atmosphere, surface, and subsurface. It involves processes such as evaporation, transpiration, condensation, precipitation, infiltration, and runoff. The water cycle plays a critical role in regulating Earth's climate, providing fresh water for ecosystems and supporting life. 5. Sulfur cycle. The sulfur cycle involves the movement of sulfur between the atmosphere, geosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. Sulfur is released into the environment through natural processes such as volcanic eruptions, weathering of rocks, and the decomposition of organic matter. It can be taken up by plants and incorporated into proteins, then transferred to consumers through the food chain. Decomposers return sulfur to the environment, where it can be transformed into other forms, such as sulfate, or be incorporated into rocks through sedimentation. In conclusion, the AP Environmental Science curriculum's Living World module provides a comprehensive understanding of the complex interactions that occur within ecosystems. The flow of energy through trophic levels, the importance of ecosystem diversity, the natural changes that ecosystems undergo, and the essential natural biochemical cycles that support life on Earth. This knowledge helps students appreciate the interconnectedness of the living world and the vital role that humans play in maintaining the health and stability of our planet's ecosystems.